Mabuhay! So we're here with another SB19 reaction video, appreciating their story. This time yung ginawa ni Casual Chuck na What Nobody Understands About Pablo of SB19. So ginagawa natin by age. Ayan. And if you appreciate this kind of content and support sa ating mahalima, pakitapik yung subscribe button sa gilid or sa baba. Ayan, para makapag-suggest din kayo ano yung mga isusunod natin na content nila. So, sa dulo ng video, feature din tayo ng top comment tsaka top subscriber. Ayan. So, join me in learning more about the story of SB19. Kung may mga corrections kayo sa info ni Casual Chuck, let me know in the comments below as well. So, let's go! Pinulo.
It's okay to make mistakes, but don't.
Sino ang pinakamatagal mag-ayos?
Ay! Let's go! Hindi ko po hindi ako. I did unspeakable things talaga.
Scary session na pakita din natin yung video na yun.
Everybody would love a taste of Pablo's life, having his own family business and the utmost respect from his
Right,
co-members
kids.
and fans. Pablo's life seems perfect, yet the truth is completely different. Not too long ago, he has been put in the shadows even though his role with SB19 is supposed to be significant. There were moments that his work wasn't even acknowledged. He is also
What?
seen as the member who is the strongest personality, which most people don't understand. But I'm telling you, Pablo's story is a revelation because it proves otherwise, and you're about to hear it. So sit back and enjoy because it's going to be a heck of a ride.
Bazinga! May nag-comment din dun sa reaction video natin sa Scary Session na medyo nagbago na ngayon na niya, personality. Improve for the better.
Giancarlo Nase was born and raised in Imus, Cavite. He's the second-born child along with two sisters and two brothers. Their mom
Nice.
took care of them while their dad provided for them financially from
Josue.
overseas. Pablo grew up as a shy kid who
Josue.
tends to space out, and because of that, he sometimes
Josue pala.
wandered off of their pack when they were outside. There was a time when their family was in the mall and he suddenly went missing.
Oh.
They panicked for a little bit, only to find him urinating on a plant in the corner. There was also another time when he fell into the canal. Pablo's childhood was never boring because he was surrounded by a loving
Sa
family.
that video.
As a teenager,
Sinasakal
Pablo was
siya.
very active in sports. In fact, he made it to his high school's varsity basketball team
Oh.
playing the point guard position.
Basketball
Behind
si
the scenes,
Pinono.
his passion for music got ignited when he found the hip-hop
guitar.
artists like Eminem, Glock 9, G-Dragon, Looney,
G-Dragon.
and NF.
Pati si
This
Looney.
is when he
NF,
started
gusto
writing
natin yan.
songs in secret as an outlet for his emotions. He kept the dream of performing to himself because of his shy attitude. Most families in the
shy.
Philippines believe that going overseas will set you up for life, and Pablo's family wasn't a stranger to that. He initially took up accountancy in college because the job was in demand abroad, but he immediately regretted it and felt that the course wasn't for him. He loved writing songs and wanted to get better at it, so he decided to shift his course to a Bachelor of Arts in English. This is when he started learning about poetry and different types of literature, which definitely played a big role in the future. In his
Wordplay
senior
master.
year, his younger siblings started going to college as well, and their family's income was no longer enough to keep them all in school. So he started working as a call center agent at night while
Oh.
studying in the morning. He worked a
Kapanood
full
lang natin.
9-hour shift and also full-time in school. Honestly, I couldn't imagine how he survived all that, but he did. He got his
buddies.
bachelor's degree in English, and according to some sources, if only he wasn't a shifter, he would
Wow.
have graduated cum laude. He's a smart dude for sure, and also a responsible one. He was so responsible that after graduating, he immediately went to work as a data analyst for a real estate company to help
Oh.
provide for his family. It was a
Sipag.
stressful job, but he was able to cope by watching his favorite K-dramas. From then on, everything
Yun
was
din yung
smooth
una ko
sailing
napanood.
until the big what if started bothering him. Deep inside, he had this unfinished business of making music. So one day, he decided to follow his passion while keeping his full-time job.
Oh,
He started
pinagsabay.
joining rap battles and competitions as a soloist.
Eh.
He initially wanted to use
Seismic.
Seismic as a screen name, which has a double entendre for seismic. but he never managed to share it because he is a shy dude, so he always ended up telling his real name instead. To this day, that screen name remained to be in Pablo's username on his social media account. Pablo kept competing despite not winning until one fateful night when Miss Hongganda of Show BT found him in a contest. She offered to train him as a solo artist, but ended up becoming the leader of the boy group that would end up rewriting Filipino music history.
Destiny.
They underwent a Korean training style that is notorious for pushing trainees to their absolute limits. Pablo reached a point that it became too difficult for him that he had to choose between his job and the training. Realizing that he was only
Hirap
half
yan, for
step
sure.
in, he decided to go all in by quitting his job. He told his mom about it, and as expected, his
All
decision
in.
was questioned. But she didn't stop him from chasing his dreams. With his
Pablo
job
ba yan?
gone comes no income. Life
good
became
yun.
so hard for Pablo that he had to skip meals and sleep in their camp just to extend his remaining money for commuting back
The
home every
dedication.
few days because his home was miles away. In order to survive, he performed in different Korean events with his group called PHP, which was also composed of other Show BT trainees. This went on for 3 years. Fast forward to
Let's hit
2018,
play.
SB19 was formed and they debuted with a song called Tila Luha, which was written by none other than Pablo. This was the song that was supposed to capture the hearts of the Filipino people, but sadly, barely anyone cared about it. The same thing happened to their second single, Go Up. This was supposed to be the time when he could tell his parents that he has finally made it, but instead, it became the reason why he started to question himself. This was a major blow to his confidence, so he shut himself off from the public and did some quote-unquote unspeakable things. If it wasn't for George and Pablo's faith in God, he wouldn't be here today. This was also around the time when he wrote the song La Luna, which exactly described the situation he was in. It's so wild knowing that his recent song actually came from several years back,
Mahirap
and
nga
there's
yung
no
situation
telling
na yan.
how many he's already done because he describes himself
On your head messing up with how you think, parang sarili mo na yung kalaban mo because of what you're experiencing externally. So happy for Pablo na na-overcome niya yung mahirap na point na yun in his life, and now he can share it through music. So solid, very solid yung song na La Luna.
as someone who always writes music. When the Go Up dance practice video was uploaded, their popularity snowballed. A follow-up song was released called Alab, which was also written by him, but the fans noticed that something was wrong. Pablo's name was nowhere to be found in the credits, and when the movie Game Boys was released, SB19's Hanggang sa Huli was the original soundtrack, and it happened again. Twitter fans went ballistic, and there was even a movement that encouraged everyone to mass email Show BT just to give him the credit he deserved. Thankfully, it was heard. If it wasn't for 18, maybe Pablo wouldn't have gotten the music royalties he has now. So what exactly is it that people don't understand about Pablo? Most people would say it's his sassy attitude, but I beg to disagree. We learned in his story that he's arguably the most introverted person in this group, and Stel perfectly described it in this clip.
Nung una, ang weird niya po, nagsasalita mag-isa, parang bigla na lang siya nagagano.
In his creative process.
Sa gilid. Tapos may training kami, tapos biglang gagano. Tapos biglang gagano siya. Gagano po siya sa gilid. Anong ginagawa na? Nagre-ritual ba ito sa gilid?
Some fans and even him also think that he's the worst dancer among them, but his co-members think otherwise.
I'm really bad at memorizing steps. Yeah, I'm really, really bad. So
Well,
I
you
take
may memorizing,
extra time
son.
to But you're a good dancer.
Execution.
Really?
Yeah.
He doesn't even tell us that he can backflip.
Solid din dance
He's
niya.
also a gamer. He even used his favorite video game character as an
Witcher.
inspiration for one of his songs. Talk about a game changer.
Nasa La
Most people
Luna.
think he's a poet, but he describes
Connected
himself
to the
more as
wolf.
a bard who tells his stories through his music. Music that transcends generations and is backed up by recognition.
The winner of this season of the Juki Music Awards is Pablo.
Oh.
Congratulations.
The winner of the Composer of the Year award goes to John Paulo Nasser.
Finally recognized.
He can sing, he can rap, he can shoot, he can pop, he can play, he can snap, he can flip, and he can't stop. Pablo's mind is a race, and he's always 5 steps ahead of us. He does what he does because he strives for perfection, which brings us to the most misunderstood thing about him, his reputation as a genius. Sometimes it makes me
Genius.
wonder, why does Pablo keep on asking us
Kakanood
questions?
lang natin ng
Why us? Why are we
Limitless.
here right now?
Kinopost niya rin.
The answer for me is the lesson I learned from his story. I learned that the person performs better when there's no safety net. He had no plan B. Pablo gave up everything and decided to go all in by focusing on getting better at his craft. He believed that failing to prepare
Dedication.
is preparing to fail. So he made the world his library to become the best version of himself and became the guy who worked while others
Best
slept.
version.
The guy who
Galing niya sa
learned
verse, eh.
while others partied. The guy who led while others followed. The guy who lived like others only dreamed of. A leader has the capacity to translate vision into reality. And that's the answer to Pablo's why.
Ayun, clap kay Pablo. And kudos sa compilation ni Casual Chuck. May mga info na nalaman na natin dun sa SB19 story, pero syempre we're all for supporting yung talents ng Malima in this episode, particularly si Sejun Pablo Olbap. Ayan, so aside from being a genius, dedicated din siya sa craft niya, aside with and kitang-kita naman natin yung maraming talents niya. Particularly sa singing, dancing, composing, ayan, and of course being the leader of Pinuno of our Mahalima. So always appreciate him, and it's good to know na marami siya na-overcome na adversities before. Ayan, so as usual, top comment and tatanan, top subscriber, congratulations. Yung next suggestion mo, paprioritize natin sa mga next batches ng reaction videos natin. Ayan, always a great time appreciating the talents of our Mahalima. #PPopRice. Kita kits!